And we have returned to listening to CSC Talk Radio. This is Beth Ann. I almost said this is Melody, but I'm not Melody. I'm Beth Ann, but I'm talking to Melody. I did that. I think I want to be you when I grow up.
Oh, how sweet.
It'd be real if I wasn't older than you already. But we have a caller, Betty from Missouri. She wants to talk a little bit about this border brigade coming across. Betty, how are you today?
I'm fine. Good morning, Beth Ann and Melody.
Good morning, Betty.
It's good to hear from you again.
Yeah.
I have a question that's been driving me crazy about this border situation. If you try to go into Mexico, you've got to show passports for everybody in your vehicle.
Right.
The whole 9 yards, or you do not get in, period.
That's right.
So why are these people being allowed to come across? I'm sure none of them have passports.
No, they don't. They none have permission.
Why are they being allowed to come across? That's the top question I have today.
Well, this is all of our questions for 202-224-3121 because we do have immigration laws, like Melody said, and we're not enforcing them. You can't go to any other country like they're trying to invade the United States of America, taking advantage of our soft side, I guess.
Try going into Canada.
Hey, Betty, I have a better one for you. Be a citizen, a U.S. citizen. Go into Canada or Mexico, and as a U.S. citizen, try to get back into our country without a passport. I mean, I'll never forget. I visited Canada, and I was at the border, and I thought it would be a breeze, and I'm a smiley, jokey type of a person, and I'll tell you what, it didn't matter. I thought I was going to be thrown in the
I had to go
hooscow.
up there to do my final training. I'm 79 years old, but when I was 63, I did my final military training for dog training.
Oh, okay.
And
Great.
when I came back through, I had packed my stuff wrong, and I couldn't find my passport. And 2 hours later, I found the passport, and they let me come back home.
U.S. citizens have more trouble getting in here than these illegal aliens. That needs to be brought out.
People need to be looking at that because that's really amazing. And, yes, I feel sorry for the children, but let me tell you something. It's got to stop.
Yes,
it has got to stop.
We just can't, we can feel sorry for them all that we want to, and I think it does break our hearts for the children, but the children are being used. Maybe not in every case, but in the majority of these cases, they're being used. And, like I said in my opening, we're not here to employ the world. We're here to employ Americans, not the world.
And when we have catastrophes here, like they do in other countries and things, America's pretty much the first people on the ground in other countries.
Yeah, they are.
These catastrophes here, where's everybody at? Where's these other countries at?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, people need to realize that we are really on an island of our own, and everybody wants on the island.
I think that's a good way to put it, Betty. I appreciate your points.
But I just had to get my 2 cents in, and thank you again for helping with Kavanaugh.
You're welcome. Your 2 cents was worth at least $1 here. Appreciate it. All right, Betty.
You two have a beautiful day.
Thank you. You keep listening, Betty. Appreciate it. She's right, Melody. You can't. As a citizen, you can't get into this nation as simply as these illegal aliens are.
No, and I do have, they want to, if they weren't used for such a political agenda from both sides of the political aisle, that's the part that's, so dangerous. That's the part. I mean, if somebody wants to come to this country, let them come to this country illegally. Let them come and work. Let them better their lives. I get that. But they're being used. They're being used to promote the various agendas out there. And, so that's why these laws aren't being enforced. And when they are, everybody has a cow. And, I don't like to see children separated from their parents, and but they shouldn't be put in that position to begin with.
That's right.
The
parent makes that decision.
They know coming here the danger, but they're encouraged, and whoever brings them here. I mean, they can't, which you can go anywhere from various different political associations to the Catholic Church. Pushes and brings them and helps them. They just don't get up one day and decide they're going to walk from Honduras up to the United States.
Well, there was one woman, I have an article here, that said she had no money. She hadn't had a job for a year, and she took her 10-year-old, and they're in this caravan. And some people donated them vans so they could drive. And I'm thinking, where are they getting their money? If she has no money, how are they eating all this time? She threw a few clothes in a bag, and she's on her way to the United States of America. And 1,000 people, 500 people, 1,000 people, anywhere from 1,500 to 4,000 people. That's not immigrants coming across. That's an army.
It is. It is.
And why don't people understand that? If they were in fatigues and boots, we'd be panicking.
Absolutely, and we never know what actually happens to them. I mean, the last
after they're
caravan,
here.
Where are they? What happened to them? Were they actually sent back, or were they, sent to various cities across this country? Where are they?
It's a good question. All we ever talk about, you'd think that they just got separated from their children and it ends there, but that's not where it ends.
Yeah. So where are these folks, and what happens to them? No one follows through with the story. Both sides just end at the border, and so again, it's all part of the laws and so forth. Do we send them? Are we sending them back? Are we just separating? Are we we do have. I think we do have a responsibility to reunite. And if the children are suffering, we do have a responsibility to reunite them.
Do we send them back?
But
I'm going to play the devil's advocate, and we do have a caller. Hold on, Roger. We'll get to you. If we send them back and put them back together, nobody's going to be funding their going back. We give money to these companies, to these other nations. We give money to them to help them out, and here they're sending their people over here. It's just crazy. It is crazy. We're going to go to Roger in New Mexico. Roger, how are you doing today?
Just fine. I wanted to mention something that they don't talk about in the mainstream media. There is a law in the books that children that cross the border with illegal parents, they have to be interned, and that law was written by the Democratic Congress. Somebody found it and posted it on Facebook. They squelched that real quick.
The law says what now?
It says that if a child is crossed the border and he either has to be given to legal parents, like American citizen parents, but if he has illegal parents that he's with, that child has to be interned by law.
Okay.
And so here's what Trump's doing. He's following Lincoln's advice. Lincoln said if there's a bad law, the way to repeal it is you enforce it strictly. That's exactly what Trump's doing. Because Bush, Obama, all those people, they did this. They followed the same law. They interned children too.
Yeah, they did.
By law.
Yeah, they did. Well, a lot of the pictures they were showing with the children in the cages, those were pictures from the Obama administration, not necessarily the Trump administration. And so it's all for show, and they're all trying to rip the hearts of the American people and make some kind of point.
Divide and conquer, ladies and gentlemen.
Exactly, you got it right, Melody. Exactly, but it's devastating to what it's going to do to this nation, economically.
It has already.
Well,
done.
That's true, but it's going to get worse if we keep letting every 6 months 4,000 more come in.
New. I mean, this problem isn't new, and it was, it started a long time ago, and there was always these issues. And I lived in Arizona for a long time, and I can remember back to the, 70s and 80s and 90s, the issues of the ranchers and the problems they had. with them scaling the fences and the destruction of their properties, and they couldn't do anything about it. And so it's been going on for a long time.
Yes, it has. We're going into a break. It won't be a long time. It'll be a few minutes. You're listening to CSE Talk Radio. This is Beth Ann. The number to call is 877-895-5410. That's 877-895-5410. And Melody and Beth Ann, we're going to be right back.
Easy,